Welcome to another home tour by Deconstruct, where we will now visit a 5-room resale unit which has been torn down from scratch and rebuilt up to a rental cost of maybe 100 plus thousand. So behind me, you see this Yao Qian Su here. And so we will be interviewing the homeowners and sharing interesting things that they did about their houses that maybe you can take note of when you're finding an ID. Okay, let's go. We look at some of the interesting things that you all have done, okay? You want to start with the Limewash?
Yeah, so I think the idea behind the Limewash is a Vasari and it's off-white grey. And the idea behind it is because you can see this wall is especially large and yeah, it's quite big. So since the whole house is already like off-white, we wanted something along those lines, but something a bit more personality. Yeah, so we outsourced this and I think it came out quite okay.
Hey, okay. Then I wanted to talk about the fluted panel. I know this one is to cover everything, right? This is a tic-tac door with a fluted panel so that when you open and close, and then voila, your storeroom is here. But I just wanted to say one thing. I don't know if you all agree or not. You all see the fluted panel, wow, it looks nice. Wow, it looks nice. If you're OCD, in the middle here, especially if you build all the way down, right, it's very easy to trap dust. Oh no! So if you need to clean and you hate cleaning, then this is something that you need to look out for.
I think we went in knowing that fluted panel will collect dust, but our idea is that if we're gonna put it, that it must serve a purpose. So in this case, is to hide like the doors and whatnot, like all our storage space. So even for the fluted panels here, it's all also like doors. Yeah, so for us, it must serve a purpose. Like if you're gonna tell us to put it on the wall, just for design, and we won't do it.
You won't recommend lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then in case y'all didn't know, right? Okay, the floor. If you see the floor, you can barely tell that there were any grout lines.
Yeah.
Which means y'all probably did like marble gum, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did y'all decide to do marble gum?
I think we went in, or at least I went in wanting to do marble gum because for one, I think the brief to Terrence was like, you want to make it very easy to clean. If you see like there's no grout line, right, which means you don't have to clean the grout.
That's right, and you won't have the grout turning black, turning grey, turning to whatever color that is funky.
Yeah.
You all decided to do an island, why?
I think it's always like my dream to have an island in my house.
Okay.
And I think since we got a 5-room flat, we got more space for just the two of us. I feel like it can be kind of like a cozy dining area. And it's directly in line with our TV.
Oh, so you all watch like Netflix and then you all sit here lah.
Yeah,
so when it's only the two of us, we sit here for our meals and watch TV. But when there are more guests, then you will sit at the dining area.
For fun fact, right, this whole entire area was redone also. Because you see this the width of this, right, was exactly the old storeroom.
Oh.
So previously, right, when you walk in from our door, right, immediately this was the view of the storeroom already. And there was not much depth to it. And we thought like if we put 2 luggages, no space. So we completely tore down the entire space to redo like a display cabinets. So it's like a settee for us
to sit lah.
To check her outfit and to make sure everything's okay before going out.
Okay, then this is your masterpiece, right?
Yeah. So previously, right, the corridor stretched out until maybe over here. Then there was one room here and one room here. But yeah, we just decided to extend it into one room lah. We just decided to tear everything down.
And then y'all made this into your walk-in wardrobe.
Yep.
So were there any issues that y'all faced when y'all did this walk-in wardrobe?
Walk-in wardrobe wise, not much of an issue. But if we could redo it, I think we probably would have upgraded the laminates into like the anti-fingerprint thing. Yeah, cause otherwise when we get ready here, it does a little bit of like stains.
Cause you do all your makeup here lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our ID Terrence helped us to do this too. So that we can put like our hair dryer, or if maybe we can also double up as a working space. Okay,
then you all wanted to say something about the aircon, right?
Yeah, so I think the whole renovation, right, the most infuriating part was the aircon. Oh no! Because as you can see from this design, right, it's very measurement specific. It's very measurement reliant. So any form of error in judgment in the measurements can cause the doors to be unable to be fully open. And sadly, that's what happened. Yeah, because our aircon we outsourced, right? The idea to work with the aircon contractor for the first time. So I think there was some lapse in communication because the aircon people told us the aircon is going to be, I think 31 inch.
No, he said 30 inch.
Oh, he said 30 inch. Yeah, then I think through many meetings, during the site visits, many different people came from the aircon side, which was kind of a red flag to us because who are we really working with? If every time I ask you to come, a different fella comes. So we were a bit confused at the start, but ultimately we were given assurance that they will know what to do. So I think Terrence, our ID, right, he asked them repeatedly, like, okay, the measurement is 30, confirm, and yeah, all the time they say okay. So what Terrence did was he measured the door so that to cater for at least 31 actually.
Yeah.
So
he gave
he
you a
already
bit
had
of buffer.
one inch gap lah.
Yeah, a bit of buffer already. But I think turns out this is like
31.5.
so it really eats into it lah.
So in short, if you open the door originally, it would have hit, you would have langgar into the aircon because of the 0.5.
The door can never be fully like open like normally as like now.
I see.
That part really wasn't very ideal lah, but I would say we have to take some of the blame also because we are the one who outsource.
But what do you think about outsourcing actually?
For me, right, I tend to look for the best deal. So in terms of outsourcing and saving that, I would say at least 25 to 30% cost. I have no regrets. But after going through the entire rental process, right, I see why IEDs are hesitant to work with contractors whom they never worked with before. Because as the case with this aircon, right, like from the IED's perspective, they have a list of vendors they work with for maybe like 10 to 15 years for tenants, right? And in this case, if like a new homeowner asks you to work with someone you never worked with before, and that someone might potentially like fuck up your plan, derail your plan and like delay the entire timeline of the project, it's a really high risk thing and there's no reward for them. And sadly for this case, the aircon, I think it was a bust, it was a fail. Bubblegum we outsourced, so that was completely good. Windows we outsourced, completely good. Limewash was good. So those are kind of works that I would say have lower risk. Looking back, right, we probably won't outsource as much as we did in the future because we want the ID at the best and at the most comfortable. So at the end of the day, I think if you trust the ID, you should go with his team. That's all I say.
Hey, then you installed the projector for your master bedroom also, is it?
Yeah.
Do you ever use it?
I think we used it twice.
No, more than that. I think 3 times. Definitely less than what we thought.
Hey, I think a projector is the biggest. Just don't install projector, okay? You won't use it, right? It looks good. Like you'll use it as like a movie theater kind of style, right?
Yes.
But practically 不会用的.
And yeah, our TV and sofa, like we like our TV and sofa a lot. So
right. Your cupboard looks a bit different.
Yeah, so we actually did like a concept toilet here. Yeah, because we wanted to make everything look seamless and neat.
Yeah.
So this part actually look like storage by your toilet. Then the bathrooms you also did to like a darker greyish tone.
We wanted to give it like a hotel vibe. Yeah.
So
I see.
yeah, all of yours it's still following the grey theme and like the gunmetal grey for the shower set. And the darker grey sintered stone. And
follow suit the entire theme of the
even
house.
all the accessories you also got gunmetal.
Yeah.
The bidet spray, the toilet paper holder.
Everything.
Yeah.
Hey, so Sean and Charlene, when you first inquired, right, you actually wanted someone who was good in project management and workmanship, is it?
Yeah. I think ultimately when it comes to our house, right, we're looking for someone more senior and someone who could really make our ideas come to life. So we really wanted someone who was more experienced, someone who was known for actually executing the project rather than just focusing more on design. Because we felt like the design aspect you could like change along the way, but ultimately what's important is achieving what we want or what we envision. And I think right before we met all the ideas, right, I think Charlene and I we internally discussed like what are the criteria we want or what we are looking for in an ID. And I think we landed on the two that is like there must be experience. Also the second one is what's it
We want someone that can push back.
Oh yeah. I think this one has to do with like how we hit it off. Because I think chemistry is very underrated in this.
Yeah, it's very underrated.
Many times at work, right, we only have like that few minutes to talk to the ID if something goes wrong or something has to change. Right? So it's very important for like both parties to understand each other really quickly. I feel like I value that a lot in that first meeting.
So when we shared the 3 over with you guys, right, actually what was your experience? And you can just say honestly when this one is.
I think personally, because we ultimately I think met at least like 12.
How you met so many?
Yeah, 12 separate IDs. Because we started our like ID hunt like at least 14 months before we had the house. So we thought ourselves we really have to do the due diligence to really comb through all the IDs because we weren't really set on what we wanted. And actually, it's meeting these IDs that really give us more inputs, more ideas. And I would say like among 12, right, the 3 that I recommended were really at least like the top 5 best. I felt.
Okay, just for context, the 3 people we referred were Evelyn, which is this auntie, which is quite 老jiao. And then there was Terence, who's also a very good project manager, and he's the 老板. And then the last one was Weihan, who was from this company but his design is really not bad, but just a bit younger.
Like all of them had really strong points, I could see. For example, Weihan, you can tell that his designing has to be the best among the 3.
Yeah.
Evelyn and Terence are the more experienced ones. So ultimately, we're choosing between those 2, and ultimately went with Terence, and completely no regrets.
I think the initial few ideas that we met, we went in not knowing anything at all, right? Then I think that's where you start getting like an idea of what you want, because different ideas will bring different things to the table and different ideas. Yeah, so I think towards the back, then we started like putting pieces of like what different ideas shared with us together. Yeah, so I personally think you should leave like your most favorite idea till the end. Then you can just compile all your ideas that you want and share with him. I think that's what we did with Terence also, and he got our ideas very quickly. So when we said something, right, then I was like, yeah, okay, then maybe we should do this.
So you're saying the sequence actually matters in how an idea actually gets the customer. Do you think so?
I think so. Because the first few, like, you wouldn't know what you want. Maybe you have an idea of what you want, but it might not land exactly at the end goal, right? Yeah, so maybe, for example, if you're going to do your own research and have like other ideas that no one recommended, but just because it's online, maybe you can put those at the front.
Okay.
Then those that your friends and family recommend, then you put it towards the back, because there's some like
guarantee
more credibility to them compared to those that you find yourself.
Oh, so actually that's quite actually you're the first person who say that the sequencing maybe does matter. After you're selected like Terence and whatnot, then in the middle or like towards the end, do you have anything that you think homeowners should take note of? Anything that
I think in terms of your interaction with ID, you just need to be very clear on what you want with them. So best is if you have like pictures to share, so there's no like he said, she said, right? Yeah, I think there's a lot of like situations can start to occur. I guess also try to go with what like your IDs, vendors, like if they have a set of vendors that they have, just go along with it.
But generally, overall, if let's say you could give like one most important tip to the homeowner, what would it be?
I think it's you need to do your research. Like as much as it's the ID's job to really like design and give you ideas, right? I think what happens in a project that goes wrong is maybe lack of communication. And I think partly has to do with the homeowners themselves, because they might not know exactly what they want. But doing your research and having like 80% of the idea really helps the idea along the way. And I think it helps smoothen the entire process.
Okay, that's the end of our episode of our home tour. Thanks so much, Charlene and Sean, for your time, and thanks for choosing our IDs. So if you are looking for any reliable IDs and you want someone specific of a specific nature, feel free to inquire via our website. Till the next episode.